Hello and welcome to Health Matters on Channels Television. We're so glad you could join us. I am Mary Alale Yusuf. Now, reconstructive surgery is performed to treat structures of the body affected aesthetically or functionally by congenital defects, developmental abnormalities, trauma, infection, tumors, or disease. Reconstructive microsurgery is performed where specialized operating microscopes and precision instrumentation are employed to perform very detailed procedures on small structures. One of my guests is a plastic surgeon from the Lagos State University Teaching Hospital with a bias in reconstructive microsurgery. He's Dr. Abdul Wahab Ajani. Also here with me is a recipient of plastic surgery, Bode Akindeji Oladeji. He's an engineer in Ibadan and had his hand operated on. Bye, Dr. Ajani. You're welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Welcome to the show, both of you. I'm so glad you could make it.
Thank you.
One from Ibadan, one from Lagos. Isn't that great?
Thank you.
Okay, so can we say, doctor, that reconstructive surgery makes the body part work better and look better, in layman's terms? All these aesthetics.
Well, plastic surgery generally has many parts. There's aesthetic part, there's reconstructive parts.
Okay.
But once you introduce yourself as a plastic surgeon to people, they think more of the aesthetic part. But I'm more interested in the reconstructive aspect, because in reconstruction you have to replace the missing parts, whereas in aesthetic surgery, nothing is missing. You just want to make the part better, to look better than what it was
before.
So in reconstruction, there's a missing part that you have to replace like with like, so that the part will appear aesthetically okay and functionally good.
Okay. But let me ask Mr. Akindeji Oludeji, what part of your body was an operation performed on?
My arm, my hand.
Your hand. Okay,
Yes.
I can see a scar there.
Yes, my
All right.
thumb was literally cut off by an incident, and Dr. Ajani was able to put it back together.
Okay, okay. Glad to see that. Doctor, did you have to put something in, like an object or a foreign body, to make this surgery work?
Yeah, just like
Or
I said in my
prosthesis?
introduction, we want to replace like with like. What was missing in this case is the artery supplying the thumb.
Okay.
So we had to take a vein from the leg and transfer it to the thumb to revascularize the thumb to
You
survive.
actually replaced a blood vessel.
Yes.
Wow, that is remarkable. But you replaced an artery with a vein, is that what you said?
Yes, you reverse the flow of
Okay.
the vein so that there will not be a backflow from the vein.
But this isn't as simple as, let's say, using a needle and thread. These are tiny structures.
Yes.
I can imagine how tiny a vessel is, not to talk of maybe a capillary. How do you do this?
That's
with the ordinary eye?
why it's called microsurgery. You cannot see all what you are doing with your bare eye. You either need an operating loop
Okay.
or a microscope. This is an operating loop.
Can you hold that up? Okay.
This is an operating loop. You either use an operating loop or an operating microscope to see all the tiny structures, including the sutures and the needle. Your bare eye cannot see unless you use something that will magnify it, and also you need good lighting. So that is why it's called microsurgery. You need good illumination and also magnification to
By
be
how
able
many
to
times does it magnify what you're looking at?
It depends on the instruments you're using. Some may magnify it up to times 12, the size, or some up to times 6 or times 3, depending on the size of what you want to operate on. So we use microsurgery virtually for all types of reconstruction. That's why it's called reconstructive microsurgery.
Virtually all types of reconstruction.
Yes.
What if it is, somebody had an accident maybe with the ear and part of it was cut off?
Yes,
Can't you just sew it back normally?
No. If you don't reestablish the vascularity, it will not survive. So that's why microsurgery comes in. You have to reestablish the vascularity before that part can survive. You just don't sew it back. It will not survive. It will necrose. So
necrose means?
That it will be dead.
Okay.
It will not survive. So you have to reestablish blood supply to that part before it can survive.
Okay. I want to ask you, Mr. Akindeji, how long after this incident were you attended to? Did the attention start? Like how many hours?
Let me say that 3 hours after the incident occurred, I went through a bout of surgery. But the actual work that Dr. Ajani did started about 20 hours after the incident occurred.
20 hours?
Yes.
Well, how soon were you attended to by whoever after the incident?
3 hours.
3 hours?
Yes, 3 hours after I went into the first hospital where sutures were done to sew up some of the cut areas. But this particular hand was not touched. I was now moved from that primary healthcare location to Lasut after my friends had contacted and had found Dr. Ajani, and who had put us on queue for an immediate surgery at Lasut. We got there, met him about 2 o'clock, 2:30, and he immediately took me into the theater at 3:30. And from that 3:30 till 12 a.m., he was working on his hand. So
Doctor, I think you need to help us understand how bad this cut was.
Well,
can you describe
it? Was a near, as he said, it was a near amputation. The thumb was just held by a piece of skin. So all the tendons, nerve, and the vessels were divided, and including the bone. So it was just dangling.